with these two teams, even though there's a bit of a disparity in the records, Morrisville themselves, they play some tough opponents. They've got 3 teams that they've played that were in the past were NCAA Division III national champions. So far this year, they've played 6 teams that were at 500 or better, and Post has played 5 teams that are at 500 or better. Morrisville has given up 4 or more goals 9 times, so that's going to be something to look at from the standpoint of they're allowing 4.8 goals a game, and Post is allowing 2.9 goals a game. So I think it's going to come down to, surprise, right, goaltending, right? How strong can the goaltending be? Can Ben Canine continue his winning ways and his strength in the net? And is that something that is going to be able to be countered? I think we've got a big goaltender in the net for Morrisville, so we'll see how that is. I mean, is that something where we're going to have to work harder to get him to move laterally, right? Because that's how you score on a big goaltender, generally speaking. Get him to move, open up. There's a lot of area of scoring spots when get that goaltender to open up. So it'll be a very interesting game from so many points, right? I mean, both teams, their opponents are about 500. So we'll just have to sit back, enjoy this one, and see how 2025 treats us.
Eagles with a gigantic weekend series here, non-conference, but really opportunity to pile up some victories and really, as we said, change the momentum of their season. The continuation of those 2 wins against Assumption. Still a lot of hockey left to be played, both out of conference and within conference. This is game 4 of a 6-game homestand for the Eagles. They'll play tomorrow here 1 o'clock against Buffalo State, and on Wednesday 1:30 against Western New England. And Coach, just one last thing before we get to the starting lineups. What's the biggest sort of, how do you avoid not losing that momentum that you had from 27 days ago? It's hard. I mean, holidays, Christmas pie, all that fun stuff. And now you got to wait 28 days. No school, but you got to come back onto this ice.
Well, you're going to see who's prepared. Like, what did you do when you were away from this? It's not that dissimilar to what did you do in the off season when you come back to start the season. What did you do over break? Did you skate? Did you lift? Did you eat right? Did you get your sleep? Like, what did you do? I mean, all that does filter through into what you're able to be capable of doing right now. So that's really the key is you kind of get to see what you're made of, and that's kind of the fun, the exciting part about being a college hockey coach. You know the message that you sent the team away with. Did it translate, and will it translate?
And big exciting thing for us is I actually would manage to make the NE10 standings readable. So at some point later today, particularly in the second intermission, we'll go through the NE10 standings so everyone can understand where everybody is.
Well, that's good.
That's a big step. It took a month of work and 3 mathematicians, but we got it figured out.
There you go. That's awesome.
Starting lineups brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. It's application season, and always remember, for you, Post is personal. For more information on all the Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from Morrisville, New York, the Morrisville Mustangs. In goal will be the junior Grant Linville, 6'5", 210 out of Edmond, Oklahoma. He's 0-5 on the season with a 5.39 goals against average and an .870 save percentage. His defensive combination is Wyatt Allen Jr., 6 foot out of Capistrano Beach, California, and Connor Carlisle, 6'2", 210, sophomore out of Southlake, Texas. Forwards on left wing, Ethan Henry, sophomore out of Buffalo, New York, 5'10", 170. Logan Robbins, 5'10", sophomore out of Livonia, Michigan. And on right wing, the freshman Tyler Zambrecki, 6'5", 220 out of East Islip, New York. The head coach is Kevin Krogel, assistant coach Ryan Pascarella. For your Eagles, it's Ben Kunin, the NE10 leader in saves and saves per game with a whopping 43.81 saves per game. That's 11 more saves per game than anybody else in the NE10. He comes in with a 2.43 goals against average, a .944 save percentage, and is 4-2 overall. He's 5'10", 165 out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. His defensive combination is Captain Trey Delory, 6'5", 180 out of Andover, Massachusetts, and Wyatt Noble, sophomore, 6'2", 175 out of Spring Lake Park, Minnesota. Their forwards will be the top line. Parker Norling, the sophomore, 5'11", 175 out of Andover, Massachusetts. Joe Santoro, 5'10", 190 out of Wolcott, Connecticut. And on right wing, Jonathan Meyer, 5'10", 176 out of Kungsbacka, Sweden. In year number 3, head coaches Tim Richter, assistant coaches Andy DeAngelis and Brandon Brown. Coach, Eagles going with a very similar lineup than they did in those 2 games against Assumption last month. The only real changes is Ryan O'Connell and Jake Malloy coming back into the lineup.
Yeah, no real reason to change, fiddle with your lineup too much when you're winning. You don't really want to mess it.
And as the starting lineups have been announced to the crowd, we will rise for the playing of our national anthem. Our national anthem here this afternoon at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut. SUNY Morrisville out of Morrisville, New York. The Mustangs here to take on your post-University Eagles in a non-conference matchup. Late arriving crowd here on a Friday afternoon. It's still the holiday season technically, at least until Monday. Then everything starts to pick back up normal once again. So we do expect a late arriving crowd here, but they will should have a good crowd in attendance today. And don't forget, tomorrow, 1 o'clock here, also at the Sports Center of Connecticut, Buffalo State. The number 1 team in the SUNYAC will be here to play the Eagles. So the last place team today, the number 1 team tomorrow. Good test for the Eagles here, and an opportunity to get on a 3-game winning streak, game 4 of a 6-game homestand that will wrap up on Wednesday afternoon against Western New England. Morrisville will be in the black and green jerseys, going right to left as you look at your screen and dial. Your Eagles are in their home whites, going left to right as you look at your screen and dial. Santoro in the faceoff against Robbins, and we are underway, and Robbins wins the faceoff back to his defense of Wyatt Allen. Allen goes D to D to Carlisle. Carlisle looks up the middle, but then had to stop by Noble before having it roll in on Kunin, who makes an early save. 13 seconds in to period number 1 of the faceoff inside the Eagle zone. Santoro and Robbins to Kunin's left. Ben Kunin coming off a 94 save performance over that weekend in December, named the NE10 goaltender of the week for the last week, week 6. Puck dumped into the zone. Santoro on the far side corner goes back to Noble at the point. Noble with a shot toward the net. It deflects into the slot area. Then a re-center behind the back to Noble on left point. Noble keeps it in, allows Santoro to dump it back in the corner to Norling. He takes a hit, fights off it, leaves it for Meyer. Meyer pinned on a wall, gives to Norling, back to the point to Noble. Takes a shot toward the net again. It deflects off the back wall. And then pops in front. Delory steps into it. Takes a wrist shot that gets blocked away by Linville. And then inside the Morrisville bench. Coach, 53 seconds in, but sort of the same process the Eagles were going through against Assumption. Find pucks, shoot pucks. do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the game's not that difficult. Players, that's one of the things with the skills today. Players tend to overcomplicate things when use your skill to put the puck in a shooting position, get it to the net, go to the net, look for a rebound.
Connor Murray in the draw against Jensen Dodge, the Morrisville captain. He's a senior out of West Lebanon, New Hampshire. Thrown out of the draw, so Will Jones took it. Puck ends up in the corner now, up on the half wall right by the Morrisville bench, and then pops into center, where it was sent back toward the zone by Rieger. Puck dumped into the Eagle zone, rimmed around by Kennedy. It's kept in momentarily, and then into the Eagle bench it goes. And a face-off inside the Eagle zone. So, minute 12, we've had 3 face-offs already. Teams feeling out each other after the long winter break. 28 days can be a long time in between, 27 days can be a long time in between games, so both teams sort of feeling each other out, nobody wanting to make an early mistake. So lots of face-offs. Puck rimmed around to Kimball. Kimball then reverses the flow over to Aloy back in the lineup. Aloy pumps it to the blue line, but kept in aggressively by Morrisville, then popped out the center to Kimball, who slips it around the stick of Manley. Eagles will go off on a change. Behind his own net is Fortier. Fortier avoids the pressure from Swain, the NE10 Rookie of the Week. Down goes Manley. No, there is a delay penalty, so they're going to call the trip there at 1:49. And Eagles will go shorthanded early on as looks like Hugh McQuegan is going to get 2 for tripping at 1:49. The Eagles will go shorthanded right off the bat. Morrisville is 6 for 42 on a man advantage, 14.3%. That's 7th in the SUNY. And the Eagles 43 for 57, 84.3%, 4th in the NE10 on the penalty kill. Clean win to Manley up on left point. He takes a long wrist shot off of Kunina, pops up in the air, bounces in the slot, and then Pekka will take it away, but they're going to call a
hand pass, I think.
Hand pass.
Yeah, real simple power play, right? Win it back, find a lane, shoot it.
And Ben made a good chest save, but then the puck bounced high into the air, landed in the slot, and that's when the hand pass occurred. Clean win again, back to Manley. Manley pinches it down low. Into the corner, Robbins with a 2-on-1 there in the corner was Zembrecki. Gets it back to Manley on left point. Goes to Glazer. Glazer back to Manley. Manley with a shot way wide, looking for a deflection, I think, but didn't find one. Now Douglas. Douglas on left point. Dumps it, rims it around the boards. Zembrecki, all 6'5" of them out of East Islip, New York. Big boy. Tries to center it out in front. He does, but it gets deflected away to Robbins. Robbins back to Manley. Manley, center point now. Being watched, takes a long wrist shot, blocked off a leg, and sent all the way down the ice. I think it actually went off his own man, which was Glazer, but that allowed the Eagles to send it all the way down the ice. Eagles weren't allowing anything down low. They were forcing those shots out from the point, looking for deflections early on, Coach.
Yeah, Post has got a really good solid penalty kill. Good process.
Allen brings it in over the line. A couple of hits there. Dodge gets in a hit on Delory. Dodge looks bigger than the 5'10", 205 he's listed in the program. As 6 players fighting for it right on the half wall. Eagles doing a good job killing time. They can't get the puck out. Ken Morrisville looking to get it to the point. But they can't get it out. And finally, they do to Allen on left point. Allen goes across to Mazurchuk. He takes a shot that's stopped by Kunin. Henry behind the net looks to center it out in front. Gives it to Dodge. Dodge reverses back to Henry. Henry tried to send it off the back of Kunin, but he did a good job to hold the post and be ready. He makes a save with 3:25 gone in the first and 24 seconds remaining on the man advantage.
Yeah, they're getting some shots, Morrisville is. They're not really quality shots, but they're getting some pucks to the net, which actually letting Ben feel the puck, I think is probably good for him early on here in the game.
Dodge and Santoro to Kunin's right. 24 seconds remaining on the McQuegan tripping penalty. And Dodge will switch with Mazurchuk. And the Eagles finally win one. On the faceoff, as Santoro won that clean. Tried to rim it all the way around, but kept it nicely by Dodge. Dodge sends it down to Henry. He plays give and go. And then a centering pass in front to Dodge, who took a shot. Didn't get all of it, but a good save by Kunin. Kennedy tries to get it out with 10 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Kennedy tries to poke it to the blue line, finally gets it out, And Santoro lifts it to Meyer, and the Eagles will kill off the first power play of the game.
Good job by
Morrisville.
Good job by Post on the penalty kill there. Actually, pretty good zone time by Morrisville, but nothing really dangerous, nothing really productive.
Their last opportunity, probably the best one, Coach. And Kunin stood tall right on the post there as he made the save early on. Santoro deflects the pass that was trying to get out of the zone, leaves it for Meyer. Meyer dumps it back down to Santoro, but it goes all the way around the boards. Played by Manley. Manley rims it up past the defense and all the way down the ice. Eagles change, so they left the puck, and that gives the Mustangs an opportunity. Brings it in, did Evan Miles, who had a break, but I think everybody was a little confused as the Eagles were going off for a line change. It didn't touch the puck, and that just allowed it to roll. But no worse for wear there, and here's Rieger. Rieger dumps it looking for a flying Santoro, but Fortier there first. Popped up in the air, kept in the zone. Santoro had it for a second, lost it. Now 4 players fighting for it right in front of the scorer's table there. McQuegan with a Greco-Roman style takedown on Caden Sutter. All of which leads to the puck going inside the Mustang zone. Good effort by McQuegan to try to get the puck. Manley rims it around. Kept in by Howell. Fighting for it in the corner, gives to McQuegan. McQuegan comes away with a bouncing shot that's sticked away by Linville. And out of the zone comes Miles. Miles, 5'7", 160 out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Not afraid to take a hit as he took one from Howell behind his own net. And McQuegan spinning away from the aggressive check of Robbins. Robbins stole the puck, had to go off the side of that, then tried to center it out in front. He found a man with the shot that's blocked in front by the leg. I think of Glassrud who got it. Might have been Tommy Bice. One of those two got a leg on it to prevent a good scoring opportunity from about 30 feet out. Robbins gives it to Henry with a one-timer, and there's a big save by Ben Kunin, his best of the first period. As a wind-up shot there by Henry. Kunin tall to the task. Shot toward the net again. Wrist shot that was deflected, played by Tommy Bice, and sent all the way down the ice for an icing. And early on, Coach, Morrisville has the legs. That power play probably helped, but Morrisville has the legs out shooting him 7-1.
Yeah, right now, neither team is playing a particularly heavy game. They're just kind of moving the puck around and being tentative. So right now, I think Post has got to work to get inside those dots better and create some actual offense and some legitimate scoring opportunities.
Howell's going to take the face-off against Jones, a couple of number 9s. One by, Jones probably more than anything, and Allen rimmed it all the way back around where Tommy Bice will play. Bice being checked by 2 players, sends it to the Zamboni corner. Rimmed around and shot by Carlisle wide. Kept in by Allen again toward the net. Got the deflection that time, and another save by Kunin. Looked like Dodge got a stick on that one. And Kunin needed to make another save. Eagles do want to be careful here. They don't want to give Morrisville more life than they need to. This is a 1-11 team, a talented one, but a 1-11 team that's on a 9-game losing streak. You don't want to give them an early goal, keep them rolling.
Yeah, Post has got to find their legs and push the pacer a bit. Right now they're not doing that.
Long shot into the Eagle zone, all high off the glass. Noble will rim it back around. Gives it to Kimball with a nice pass to Murray. Murray feeds Aloy. A couple of good straight passes there by the Eagles. Get them inside the Mustang zone. Aloy with the backhand tried to find Kimball. And then 5 players, 3 of them hammer Kimball right on the softened post there in front of the Morrisville bench. And Dodge keeps hammering Kimball. Shot taken by Delory just wide as he came off the screen. Sort of basketball style, pick and roll style. He came off the screen and had an opportunity. That was wide. Linville stops it behind his own net. Sent high into the air, gloved down by Delory. Will come right back in as the Mustangs try to make a line change. Delory looking to leave it for Kimball, but a shot taken by Aloy that just goes wide. Delory gets it on the half wall. Sends it back to the point, but Morrisville there to take it back, and here comes Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk in over the line, but a nice stick check by Rieger gets it right back outside the zone, but Mazurchuk takes it back as the Eagles change. Mazurchuk in over the line, feeds a nice pass ahead on a backhand. That was stopped away as Zach Nichols came in on left wing. But Kunin got his pad on it as well as a good back check by Connor Murray. Down goes Pekka as Manley was fallen. No penalty on either player there. And nor should there be. Glazer tips it in behind the net. Kennedy gets there first. Beats Mazurchuk to it with a nice little play. He'll come out the far side, try to get it out of the zone with a nice pass to McCall. McCall Looking to feed to McDevitt. He does. McDevitt with a shot toward the net. It lay in the slot as it rolled through two players. Pekka had an opportunity, and back the other way comes Mazurchuk. 1-on-3, taken out. And McCowell tries to clear, and he just gets it over the blue line as run PMC out there for the Eagles. Pekka, McDevitt, and McCowell. McCowell, the NE10 player of the week, the reigning and defending NE10 player of the week for his performance against Assumption. Back in over the line is Caden Sutter. Sutter in over the line with a power move toward the net. Got a shot on. That got stopped by Kunin again. Then a crash in the corner, in the half wall, brings a puck toward the corner. Centering pass in front, and a good opportunity there that just rolled wide. The Eagle defense got back, but let an opportunity. Pekka takes a heavy hit by his opposing number. That's Evan Miles. Morrisville hitting early, trying to send a statement. They had 27 days off as well, and they're looking to make a statement that they're ready to play, and their season is not done yet. 8:48 gone in period one, no score.
Yeah, right now it looks like the teams are trying to wake up a little bit. Morrisville's starting to actually push the pace a little bit, so Post has got to meet that and counter that.
Santoro and Robbins, more won by Robbins, but Meyer took it and slipped it in to the Morrisville zone where Allen plays it behind his net, watched by Santoro, rims it up the wall. Meyer should be able to keep that in. He does. Feeds it down to Santoro, tries to play with it, but lost it. And the puck comes out to center to Zambecki. Feeds for Robbins. Robbins on a bad angle off the mask of Kunin, and a turnaround in front by Zambecki. I think that went off the post. I believe that went off the near post, but again, two good shots by Morrisville. Again, Eagles trying to get it out of the zone, and they finally do. Back to Allen. Allen with a nice pass to Henry. Henry chip pass up for Zambrecki. Too far. Delory, though, lost it to Santoro, and then back out to center. Fast pace by Morrisville early on, putting a lot of pressure on the Eagles. Here's Henry over the line, looking for Zambrecki a little too far. He'll hold off Rieger instead. Howell gets it out of the zone. Here comes the Eagles with an opportunity. Here's Scotty Swain. Had McQuegan over the line. Delayed penalty on Morrisville, and there it is for holding at 9:47. So the Eagles will have an opportunity to have some offensive time on the hold to somebody in green and black. It looks like it's going to be Tyler Zambrecki, the 6'5", 220 freshman out of East Islip, New York. And that'll send the Eagles to the man advantage where they are, well, need better. 1 for 32 on the man advantage. That's 3.1% effectiveness. Last in the NE10. Morrisville 34 for 45, 75.6%. They're last in SUNY. Face off one. Bice feeds it down to Howell. Near corner takes a bad angle shot that stopped, and then a whistle. I think the net came off its moorings as I somehow got stuck in the area. Face off to Linville's right. 9:56 to go in the first and 1:43 to go on the man advantage. No score, but Morrisville has had the bulk of the shots so far. Morrisville wins that face-off. Allen rims it all the way around. Delory, though, right at right point to keep it in. Makes a nice play, gives to Norling. Norling to Bice. He plays catch with Swain. Plays catch, long shot from the point by Bice. It just rips wide. Swain behind the net to Howell. Howell with some time and space. As Morrisville plays more of a diamond setup. Here's Swain coming in top of the far circle. Takes a shot toward the net. Linville came out aggressively to make the save. And now Allen with time will send it all the way down the ice. Right on goal, so a nice play there by Kunin to be ready for it. Then picked up by Miles Douglas. Penalty killing inside the Eagle zone, doing a good job of it. Finally, Bice pokes it away and gives it to Kimball with a minute to go on the man advantage. Here's Kimball. Makes a move over the line, gives to Santoro. Santoro on right wing, makes a nice toe drag move, but lost the puck as he came through the circle. And the puck gets sent all the way down the ice. Good attempt there by Santoro, just lost it at the last second. Rieger behind his own net. 35 on the man advantage. Rieger head of steam. Cross ice pass. Gives it to Kimball. He'll dump it in. But nobody there. Santoro trying to get to it. Does behind the net, but rims it around back to Rieger, who keeps it in at the blue line. Barely, but did a good job with his skate and stick. Rieger dumps it down low. Santoro back to Kennedy. Kennedy goes to Meyer. Meyer, too close of quarters with him and Rieger, but now Rieger has it on left point. Gives it down to Santoro, goes across the ice, looking for Kimball. The puck lay there in the crease area. And in the blue paint diving is Linville to make a save with 7 seconds remaining on the man advantage. And 8:20 to go in the first period. Still no score, but good to have the Eagles at the puck inside the Morrisville zone.
One more kick at the can here with 7 seconds left.
Santoro, Meyer, Kimball, Rieger, and Kennedy out there for the Eagles with 7 seconds remaining on the Zembrecki penalty. Won by the Eagles across to Rieger. Rieger takes a shot toward the net, block it away, leaves a rebound as Linville went flying. But the Zembrecki penalty over, so both teams 0 for 1 on the man advantage in the first period. Myers sends it in as everybody else goes off for a line change, but Allen will play it behind his net for the Mustangs. Allen dangerously in the middle of the ice and turns it over to Pekka. Pekka comes back in over the line with run PMC. And looking for McCowell was McDevitt, but it rolled off his stick and out the center. Ryan O'Connell back in the lineup. There's a nice little play there to get it to McCowell. McCowell tries to get it out. McDevitt takes a hit, and the puck goes back to the Mustang defense. O'Connell, good hustle to have a puck pop up in the air right at the center red line. Lots of hitting going on, as this is a very physical Morrisville team, at least compared to some of the other games we've seen. And then a penalty for slashing at 12:37 to Ryan O'Connell behind the play will give Morrisville their second man advantage. Coach, not the best of penalties.
No, again, keeping your composure is just so important. That's something that you can control as a player. I mean, you get worked up along the wall there in a neutral zone because it's getting physical. That's fine. It's hockey. It's supposed to be physical, but you got to put that away.
Face-off one, but Robbins missed Manley, and the puck goes out to center. Chased by Murray. Manley finally gets away from Murray, has some space, almost goes into his old goaltender, and out comes Manley. Manley leaves it for Douglas. Douglas makes a fancy move to come in on left wing over the line. Gets to the corner, spins away, blows a tire, and Murray sends it all the way down the ice. Good moves there by Douglas, but blew the tire, and Murray ripped it all the way down the ice. Mustangs on their second man advantage of the period. They're 0 for 1. Score is 0-0 with 6:49 to go. Douglas brings it in over the line. Goes back to the point to Manley right here on left point, then loses the puck outside the zone, and they'll have to start again as Manley fanned on his pass, sending it back to center. Douglas to Glazer. Over the line, Glazer looks to center, but a good chop check leaves a rebound, bouncing through the slot. Before played by Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk goes from far to near, comes into the slot, takes a shot, he scores. Mazurchuk used a lot of speed, came from far to the near side and walked into the slot. Nobody touched him, and he ripped the shot by Kunin.
Yeah, again, the penalty killers there got caught puck watching. They watched 17 swing the net. They watched him come up the wall, let him come inside the dots, above the dots, and just pick a spot.
Maxime Mazurchuk, the freshman out of Staten Island, New York, his second goal of the season. Might be unassisted when it's all said and done at 13:43 on the man advantage. Face-off inside the Morrisville zone with 6:10 to go inside the first. We'll get you the assists if there are any in a moment. Kennedy plays a nice pass to Howell. Howell past Swain. And now up ahead over the line is Glazer. Glazer with a long shot. Gloved by Kunin and then taken out by Swain. Dumped back into the Eagle zone again. Again, Morrisville putting all the pressure on. Howell at the red line. Dumps it in around the board behind the net. Good play by Henry. Moore, 22. That's Fisher, Moore. As Miles. They give it away to Norling. Norling with a break from the blue line and comes in, but a good defensive play there by Manley to prevent Norling after the giveaway by Morrisville. Out and over the line comes Evan Miles. Miles with some speed on right wing, takes a shot, looking for a deflection, maybe more than a shot, as he looked for the far post and it went wide. So he had a streaking Colby Walters, coming down the left side. Here Santoro takes a big hit from Manley. Clean hit, but a big hit. And again, Morrisville not afraid to put the body on. Here in the first period, they lead 1-0 on a goal by Maxime Mazurchuk. We'll get you the official scoring in just a moment. Delory behind his own net with 4:30 to go in the first. Gives to Tommy Bice. Bice, long pass ahead, looking for Kimball, but had it taken away by the aggressive Henry. Henry gives a nice pass to Zembrecki, and a shot stopped by Kunin's left pad as Zembrecki came down left wing. Had an opportunity on a nice pass by Henry. Henry with some speed carries it in. There's a penalty behind the play. Might be interference on Zembrecki. If it is, that's his second penalty of the period. Zembrecki, a busy man, interference at 15:51, and the official goal is a power play goal by Maxime Mazurchuk, his second of the season. The only assist is Tyler Zembrecki, so Zembrecki an assist and 2 penalties here in the first period, but now the Eagles have an opportunity to tie the game on their second power play, and they'll double their power play goal total if they can get one, because they only have 1 on the season. Kept in the zone momentarily, then taken away by Robbins. Robbins plays 2-on-1 over the line. He's got an opportunity, centered it out in front, but it deflected off the leg of Rieger coming back to back check, but a 2-on-1 by Morrisville. And a good opportunity there by Robbins. Here's Santoro over the line. Plays give and go, but it rolls past his stick to Robbins, who ripped it all the way down the ice. Kunin stops it on his own goal line. Eagles will make a line change. Well, some players will go for a line change. With 90 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here's Delory behind his own net. Waits for everybody to come on. And here comes Delory. Gives to Norling on left wing, but a good aggressive check by Carlisle. Had that play stopped, and now the puck just sits inside the zone. They're just giving him time to rip it all the way down the ice. He does. Gloved by Kunin. We'll leave it for Delory, and they'll try again. Long pass too far. This could be an icing. Nope, it was deflected, so no icing. Linville will stop it behind his net. Delory will get it at right point. Feeds it right back down to Norling behind his own net, played by Carlisle. 5 players, 3 Eagles behind the net. Howell gives it to Swain. Swain comes away with it, gives it to Tommy Bice on left point. Gives to Swain. Swain closing in, feeds it down low to Howell. It rolled off his stick, so Howell will chase. Delory on right point, dumps it back behind the net. Norling there first. Norling being checked off by the aggressive Carlisle. He'll go back to Delory at the point. Delory to Bice. Bice to Norling for a one-timer that he just fanned on. Good setup there, but could not get the shot on goal, and the puck sent all the way down the ice. Good setup, but the Eagles didn't get a shot, and they still don't have a shot on this man advantage. Pass too far for Howell. Manley will play it to Zach Nichols. Nichols pinned in the corner with 2 seconds, and that'll end the Eagles' second power play. They're now 0 for 2. McDevitt trying to come away with it, give it back to O'Connell, trying to, but pops free and finally taken by Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk looking for Glazer, too far into the Eagle zone, where O'Connell will leave it for Glassrud. Glassrud in his own zone, long pass in the middle, is deflected, so no icing. Pekka will chase after it using that speed. Almost beat Manley to it, but back comes Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk, 3-on-3. Over the line, leaves it to the shot toward the net, looking for a deflection. Ends up in the corner. Mazurchuk in a Zamboni corner tried to center it again, but it goes to Nichols behind the net. Then a nice little give and go. Glassrud with a big hit sends somebody flying, left the glove, and now the Eagles come back 3-on-2. McCall, McDevitt, and Pekka in over the line. Pekka put it toward the net. It was sticked away by Linville. Far side corner is Pekka. Fighting for it, looking to give it up to McCall. He does. He gets it right on the half wall. McCall looking to get it back to the point he did to Rieger. Rieger face. Takes a shot. Good block off the face of a sliding Colby Waters as he went out for a block, but he went face first. Good thing he wears a mask. Not sure if it got him below the chin area or just flush in the mask, but a heavy wrist shot that he went diving face first for, made the block, but worse for wear.
Yeah, and you may remember this back in the old Hartford Whaler days. I remember a play like that. Zarley Zalapski, D-man, going out to block a shot with his face. Unfortunately, those guys were wearing half shields. And remember, he took that puck in the face, got some stitches, and came on back. So luckily, we don't have to deal with that here. He can shake it off a little bit, make sure his equipment is good, and keep playing.
Yeah, hopefully he's able to skate off on his own power. Hopefully no concussion issues as well. Good thing that was a wrist shot versus a slap shot as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Face-off just outside the Morrisville zone, won by Morrisville ahead, and a shot from right point stopped by Kunin with 50 seconds to go in the first period. Sutter behind his net, centers in front, a backhand that pops up in the air, and gloved by Kunin, who takes a hit, and now some pushing and shoving. And I'm not sure how big of a hit Kunin took. I think he made it look a little worse than it was, but that leads to some pushing and shoving. The Eagles have been hit hard in this first period by an aggressive Mustang team, so there's a little frustration there with 45 seconds to go in the first.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's something they're going to address between periods. You never like people coming into your house and just let them come in and sit on your couch.
Walters and Murray. Doesn't look like there are going to be any penalties here. As everybody's done talking to Coach Krogel, now they're going to go talk to Coach Richter. Probably, among other things, why this faceoff isn't outside the zone, because I think everybody kind of came together, including the defenseman. But faceoff to Kunin's right, won by Murray, up the wall and out to center. Glove, though, by Allen. Allen moving forward, gets to the blue line, avoids the hit of Rieger, dumps it in. Kennedy will go back behind it. He makes a fancy little move. Get away from the check, and then the Eagles give it away. Sutter takes it toward it, a bouncing puck goes off of Kunin and into the corner. The re-center in front, laying the crease. Where is it? Puck still there. It rolls behind the net. Now re-centered in front, still rolling. Kunin, I think, is finally on top of it. As that puck was bouncing around in the crease. It was like a game of marbles down there as the puck just bouncing around. Finally went to the side and re-centered again, and Kunin, like a fish in the goal, able to land on top of it with 17.9 to go in the first period.
Yep, Post was fortunate there too as well, Jeff, because Morrisville had a player all alone open in the slot. That they had slid it up there. Could have been a different story. So they got away with one there too.
Air hockey was probably the term I was looking for. That puck was moving around like on the air hockey table. And now the Eagles come away with it. Meyer goes around Allen, trying to pick up the puck on the other side, but Allen does a good job, and Santoro comes in to keep it. Meyer in the near side corner with 5. Needs to center it out in front if he wants to get a shot on with 5 seconds. Instead, it's pinned in the corner, and that's where the puck will stay for the remainder of the first period. A not so good period for the Eagles as they were heavily outshot by Morrisville and trail 1-0 on a power play goal by Maxime Mazurchuk at 13:43, but not the type of first period the Eagles wanted coming off of the break and off of those 2 wins against Assumption. Coach, as you said, they'll get a maybe a paint tearing off the walls during the intermission, but not a good period for the Eagles.
No, and it was interesting too because in the offensive zone, really, I want to say probably close to 80% of the time it seems that Post was actually winning the wall battles, but then just couldn't create from there. So getting pucks deep, winning those wall battles, but getting guys into those areas where they can be available for a pass and we can make quicker plays. Once they win the wall battle, everything is still happening too slow. It's just happening too slowly to have much of an impact, and pressure and test the goaltending.
So not a good period by the Eagles. They trail 1-0 after one. We'll come back in 2 minutes with our first period intermission as we'll go around the post-university sports scene in the 2025 new year. You're listening to Post-University Hockey on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles.
Walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where Morrisville leads the Eagles 1-0 after one period on a power play goal by Maxime Mazurchuk at 13:43. As we do in the first period intermission here, as always, we go around the post-university sports scene, and that's brought to you by Post-University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs, from golf to football to hockey. There's something for everyone to enjoy, whether you're a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on post-university athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Eagle fans, it's 2025. Did you get everything you wanted for the holidays? Did you get the latest post-university clothing or branded items? Are you ready to update your closet and represent your Eagle fandom wherever you are, every day, every way, and everywhere? Whether you're walking around campus, rocking in the nest, strolling around the neighborhood on vacation, or even out with that special someone, it's time to share your school pride. Go to posteagles.com, click on the fans section, and on the right-hand side, then click on School Store to get your post-university gear. Use the code NEWGEAR25 between now and Sunday, January 5th at checkout to receive 25% off your order of $75 or more. Exclusions do apply. That code is NEWGEAR25, NEWGEAR25, and that expires on Sunday, January 5th. You can also visit the campus store and the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Around the post-university sports scene, not a ton really because of the holidays, but the women's basketball program did play on New Year's Eve and did win a thriller in overtime, 90-84 against St. Thomas Aquinas College up at the Drubner Center, as sophomore forward Alyssa Rosignol had a career-high 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting, while guard Sarita Faraj had a 31-point, 17-rebound double-double on 13 for 22 shooting as the Eagles outlast the Spartans in overtime. The win moved the Eagles to 2-11 overall, while St. Thomas Aquinas fell to 3-10 overall. Jasmine Day Cox led Post University with 21 points on 9 for 14 shooting, and for the first time all season, Post had 5 scorers in double figures on the day. They also scored 24 points in the first quarter, which was their high mark for the season. Lady Eagles will play a stretch of 7 consecutive conference games starting the new year with a road matchup against 20th ranked Holy Family tomorrow at 1 p.m. at Holy Family. After losing their first 30 games all time to the Tigers of Holy Family, the Eagles have won 3 of the last 4 matchups and got their first head-to-head win nearly 3 years ago to tomorrow. After the road game for the Eagles basketball program at Holy Family, they will come home for their next game a week from Saturday, January 11th, against Chestnut Hill College at the Drubner Center. That'll be the first of a 2-game series, 2-game homestand, for the women's basketball program. Men's basketball, they've been off for a while. Since the 21st, their last game was a loss to Southern New Hampshire, 72-61. They'll be on the road at Holy Family tomorrow as well. That game will tip off at 3 p.m. before traveling to Southern Connecticut State University for a game on Wednesday at 7 p.m. They'll also be home a week from Saturday, 3 p.m. up at the Drubner Center against Chestnut Hill before hosting Felician on Tuesday, January 14th. Men's basketball program 7-6 overall, 1-1 in conference, 2-4 at home. Women's ice hockey, 4-12-3 overall, but 2-2 at home, 2-10 on the road. They play a home game in about 3 hours upstairs against RIT. That's the first of a 2-game homestand against RIT, 8 p.m. tonight, upstairs here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, and 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, also upstairs against RIT. Then the Eagles will host St. Mike's a week from today and a week from tomorrow, the 10th and 11th, upstairs 8 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. respectively, before finishing off their 6-game homestand against Franklin Pierce on January 16th, and then Assumption on January 21st. Lady Eagles in a stretch of 8 home games out of 9. 8 games out of 9 at home here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. So if you like hockey, come over here and catch the Lady Eagles as they churn their way through the NEWHA this season. Again, 4-12-3 overall, but they've had some big wins this season against teams like Franklin Pierce and Stone Hill, and then they defeated Sacred Heart in early December as well. So they continue to strive and move their way forward. That's your look around the Post University sports scene, brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs, from golf to football to hockey. There's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, parent, or fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Coach Whitney and a recap of the first period. You're listening and watching Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and youtube.com/go Post Eagles. First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney here with you. Our first period recap brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, non-campus degree programs to meet your needs. It's application season, and as always, remember, Post is personal. For more information on all Post degree programs, visit campus, take a tour, or apply. Go to post.edu. That's post.edu. The only goal scoring in the period by Maxime Mazurchuk at 13:43 on the man advantage, a freshman out of Staten Island, New York. Did it really all himself. He picked the puck up on the far side, went all the way to the near side, and walked into the slot. Nobody touched him, and he ripped it by Kunin for his second goal of the season. Give the assist, the only assist, to Tyler Zembrecki, his fellow New Yorker, as Zembrecki, the freshman out of East Islip, New York, gets the lone assist at 13:43. Morrisville 1 for 2 on the man advantage. Eagles 0 for 2. Shots on goal basically tell the story. Morrisville 18, Post 5. Face-offs 10 each for the Eagles and the Mustangs. But, Coach, as we said, we've been consistent on this. Not the best of periods. The shots sort of tell the story, and the 1-0 lead by Morrisville tells it all. But the Eagles have 40 minutes to kind of fix it.
Yeah, this is not the way you want to start your first game back from break. I mean, in the first maybe 5-6 minutes, it looked like two teams that were just getting back at it after break. But Morrisville absolutely took the bull by the horns after that, scored that goal, and then kept pressure on. Now, Post is doing a good job on the wall in the offensive zone. They're winning most of those battles, but then they're not creating, I feel, quick enough off that transition to get those good scoring opportunities. Again, they've got to get inside more. And with a big goaltender, you've got to get a puck rattling around to try to find a rebound, because it is difficult with all those bodies and the size of that guy, close to 6'7", on skates to find any open net. So shoot some pucks, create rebounds, see what you can bury.
Yeah, Morrisville didn't have a ton of what we'll call 10-bell opportunities or high danger chances, as I use fake quotation marks. But what they were willing to do, and you don't want to read too much into one period, coming off a 27-day break, but what they were willing to do is play desperate hockey, which is hit anything that moved and throw any puck they could at the net. And that's something the Eagles need to get back to, because it's not like the Eagles are an 11-1 team playing a 1-11 team. They're a team looking to reestablish after two big wins and keep their momentum going.
Yeah, you have an opportunity, and you have to, when someone comes into your barn, you have to play in such a fashion that they know that they're going to have to play their best game if they have an opportunity to win and to defeat you. You can't come in here and just get outshot more than 3-1 in a period, and rely on your goaltender to keep making all these great saves, which he has done so far, because you could argue that there were some good couple of opportunities there too where it could be more than 1-0. If not for Ben's effort in the net. So hopefully this is a wake-up call for them, and good discussion amongst the group in between periods, and we see a more aggressive and more purposeful team coming out here.
Yeah, one thing that's not going to be feasible moving forward is Ben leads the NE10 in saves per game at over 43 per game. That's 11 more than the next highest person in the NE10. He's not going to be able to make 45, 50 saves a night, particularly as the NE10 action picks up.
Nor is that something you want to. Nor is that something you want to put your goaltender in a possession there. You need to shore things up defensively, and that doesn't mean defensemen. When people hear defensively, they think goaltending and defensemen. It's really the whole process of what is your defensive scheme, and are your forwards back checking. And again, if we spend more time in their zone, obviously the shots on goal goes down. Pretty simple math right there.
As we get ready to start the second period, Morrisville in the green and black will go left to right as you look at your screen and dial. The Eagles in their home whites will go right to left. Second period about to get underway. Again, if you didn't hear us in the first period, Happy New Year. Let us be one of the last people to wish you a Happy New Year, as 2025 hockey continues here in the second period, and Carlisle will take the puck in and dump it behind the Eagle net. There's a loose stick in the middle of the ice. It looks like Wyatt Nobles. He'll chase after it. And now Delory comes out the far side behind his net, tried to feed a quick pass too far ahead for Meyer. That'll be an icing. And a bad pass there. 21 seconds into the second leads to a face-off inside the Eagle zone. Looks like it'll be to the right of Ben Kunin.
Yeah, and that's one of those stats that I like to keep track of, Jeff, is when that initial pass is made, is it a plus or a minus, right? Do we get that puck, and can we do something with it?
Robbins and Santoro again. Won by Santoro this time to Delory. He'll fake go behind the net, tried to reverse the flow, had it deflect off the leg. Now Meyer trying to chop it past the 6'5" Zembrecki. Didn't work. Puck ended up in the corner, now back out to Robbins. Robbins to Carlisle. Carlisle toward the net, he scores. It went through a massive screen of legs and bodies. I don't know if it went off Zembrecki or Carlisle's, but no chance for Kunin as that went through a maze, and it looks like Zembrecki at 38 seconds and everything that the Eagles didn't want, and it's 2-0 Morrisville.
Yeah, again, we talked about the importance of the D zone there. There we're just honestly just slapping pucks up the wall, hoping for something, as opposed to doing something purposeful.
So Zembrecki, his 4th of the season. He's had a very busy 21 minutes. He's had a goal, an assist, and 2 penalties. The assists will go to Connor Carlisle and Logan Robbins, at 38 seconds. Now the puck pinned inside the Morrisville zone, right in the corner. 3 Eagles, 3 Mustangs, and the Mustangs come away with it and send it out to center. Puck sent right back in behind the net. Eagles looking to turn the tables a little bit. Murray with a fancy move around Manley goes down, no call. Aloy in the corner hits the referee as well, and the referee's the one who took the hit, and he just bounced right off of it. Glassrud pinching in, being checked by Douglas, goes back to the point and shot high in the air, almost like a lob wedge by Murray, gloved by Linville, a minute 28 into the second period. And a face-off inside the Mustang zone. Because again, just one more time, officially it's Zembrecki, his 4th of the season from Carlisle and Robbins at 38 seconds. Face-off spun around by Swain behind the net. Only one there is England. England tries to send it up, almost a 2-on-1 for Morrisville, but back was Kennedy. Gives to Rieger. Here's Scotty Swain in over the line right up the middle. He takes a shot that deflects off a leg and goes wide. That leg was of Fisher Moore. Swain tries to come back out. Howell tried to help him out, and then a nice little play there by the other goal scorer, Mazurchuk, and he comes away with it in over the line. Mazurchuk with a wrist shot that deflects high in the air over the netting and into the crowd by the concession area. 1:58 into the second, 2-0 Morrisville.
Yeah, and if you watch number 17 there, Mazurchuk, I think he's a tough player to play against. He's low, he's compact, he's got a good stance, moves the puck pretty well.
And he's from Staten Island, so that automatically means he has a level of toughness. Now a spinorama shot in front by Glazer, stopped by Kunin. You don't come out of Staten Island hockey without knowing how to take a hit and make a play.
No, and you also don't come out of Staten Island and go to the little over 2,000 population of Morrisville, New York, and wonder where everybody went.
Face-off one, back to the point to Allen, closing in with a shot that's kicked away by Kunin. Puck rimmed into the half wall, sent back toward the net, deflects off the leg, comes to Nichols. He'll take a shot, but a good defensive play there by Kimball. Gets it out to center. Allen will send it right back in, hit by McDevitt as it rims all the way around and comes free to Kennedy. Kennedy gets to center. He's in over the line on right wing, takes a shot toward the net, sticked away easily by Linville, who hasn't really been tested other than I think maybe one shot in this game. Shots on goal right now are 22-6. Here's Nichols over the line, leaves for Mazurchuk, goes to give it back to Nichols, takes a hit. Glazer sends it toward the net, deflects high in the air and off the netting, and out of play. Morrisville, if you don't know, is obviously from Morrisville, New York. It's in central New York, as central New York as I guess you could be. As I was reading this morning, 30 miles from Syracuse and 30 miles from Utica, and about 40 miles from Cooperstown. So a long ride on a 2-lane road, as we discussed earlier, Coach.
Yeah, and if you do love the outdoors, love it like I do really, it's a really beautiful spot.
Puck inside the Mustang zone, taken by Miles. He takes a hit from Norling. Nicely done to take him off the puck, and now Norling tries to go away with it. Manley, though, stepped into it, lost the puck to Walters, who gives to Fortier. Fortier shot it off of Santoro's leg, and here comes Kimball back the other way. Kimball over the line looking for Aloy, trying to give it back to Kimball, but instead taken away by Walters. Walters got back checked by Kimball, but then he gave it to Sutter. Sutter over the line on left wing, goes into the corner. Delory sticked it away, gave it to Aloy, tried to pitch it up the wall, and out to center. Manley. Long shot from center, gloved by Kunin. Leads for Noble. 4 minutes gone in the second, 2-0 Morrisville. Delory, long pass for Delory. He tips it, so no icing into the zone. Kimball will chase after it. End of a long shift. Moore spins away from Kimball, and Aloy came in looking for a big hit. And Moore did a good job to avoid that, but here comes Morrisville 3-on-2. Robbins over the line, leads for Henley. Goes across looking for the one-timer of Zembrecki, but too fast and too hard. He missed it, and puck popped into the air and back out to center. Moore sends a bouncer past Kunin. Behind the net to Tommy Weiss. Weiss, with some time, comes to the near side corner to Glassrud. Glassrud with some speed, kicks it up to Swain. Swain popped it into the air off the top of the glass, not the net, but the glass. And behind Linville. And here's Henry. Henry takes a nice little pass and gives it to Zembrecki. Zembrecki, who's got the goal in the second, over the line, feeds a pass to Henry, had it chopped off his stick, but right back to Zembrecki. To the point, but two-power past England, and now chasing after it'll be Howell, but Linville will come out for it. Played away from Howell to Zembrecki. Zembrecki will go behind his net. Howell will chase him. Zembrecki, using that 6'5" frame, does a good job to get around two Eagles, including McQuegan, and he'll dump it into the Eagle zone. Bice behind the net, feeds it up the wall to Swain. Swain had to avoid the referee, got it out of the zone, and here comes a chance for Howell. Howell 2-on-2 over the line. Howell with a shot toward the net, stopped by Linville. Best opportunity probably for the Eagles all game. A simple wrist shot from the bottom of the near circle that Linville got his 6'5" frame on. But the Eagles aren't really making him work too much. And 5 minutes gone in the second, 2-0. Pekka chipped it in. McDevitt will chase after it. Allen goes behind his net, reversing the flow to Carlisle. Carlisle had an assist on the last goal. Kicked it all the way to center, and out comes Jones. Will Jones behind his net, looking to center, and then just goes behind his net, goes off the leg of Rieger. McCowell fighting in the half wall with Dodge. Spindles it down low to Douglas. Douglas back to Dodge. McCowell pins him right there on the half wall. Puck comes free in a far circle. Toward the net comes Douglas. Spins away from the check. Looking to center. Makes a fancy couple of moves. Gets a third move. There's going to be a penalty on the Eagles. Puck centered in front and then kicked into the corner. Let's see if they call interference here or something more. They're going to call knee at 6:03. Not much of an argument. Not sure there was much intent, however, to draw that penalty at 6:03, and that'll send Morrisville, who's 1 for 2 on the man advantage, back to the power play, leading 2-0. And the Eagles need to find a way out of this funk. They're almost halfway through the game and trail 2-0. Big kill here. They want to stay in the game. Face-off won by the Eagles. Delory in the near side corner, dumps it high in the air and all the way down the ice. Linville makes the save with the stick. Counts as a shot on goal, but only helps Linville's save percentage. Here's Henry. Carries it in over the line, gets around a couple of checks. Murray aggressively fighting. Delory picked it up again and sent it all the way down, but unfortunately went into the benches. That'll leave a face-off inside the Eagle zone with 1:34 to go on the man advantage and 6:29 gone in period number 2.
Yeah, and once Post can kill this off, this midway point in the second period always seems to be somewhat of a lull in games. So the team that can kind of grab hold of that has a good opportunity here. Post can jump right back in this thing.
Murray and Dodge in the draw to the right of Kunin, won by Murray. Noble tried to pinch it up the wall, got pucked back to Allen. Allen to Mazurchuk. One-time blast, high and wide, all the way around, though, to Carlisle. Carlisle goes behind the net to Dodge. Dodge rimmed it all the way to Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk being checked by McQuegan, but it pops free to Allen. Allen, center point to Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk closing and looking for the top corner. ripped it high and wide, just missed the corner. Then he gave it away and sent all the way down the ice by Connor Murray. And the Eagles will get a line change with a minute gone on the power play. Morrisville leads 2-0 on their third man advantage. Here's Mazurchuk. Carries it in on left wing over the line, and then had it chopped away and sent back out to center where Manley will play it. Manley goes behind his own net, watched by Howell. Leaves it for Robbins with 40 on the man advantage. Here's Robbins. Up at center, he's in over the line, leaves a pass for Manley, rolls off his sticks. Off his body, excuse me, that's Glazer, rolled off his body and rimmed all the way around to Sutter. Sutter tried to get it to Manley. Instead, the puck got dumped around Glazer. Gets it to Manley on left point. Manley leaves it for Glazer. Glazer, top of the far circle, being watched. Leaves it back for a one-timer that goes wide on a rip shot by Manley and sent all the way down the ice. Good setup, good shot, but Manley missed the net. And that should just about do it for the third power play of the Mustangs. They're 1 for 3. Still 2-0 Morrisville, and the Eagles are back to full strength. Here's Glassrud in his own zone, being chased by Walters. Pinned on the wall is Glassrud. Rimmed it around, but Walters sends it out in front for a nice wrist shot from the top of the far circle that gets blocked by multiple Eagles, and Evan Miles had that opportunity, and here's Pekka. Pekka trying to use his speed, gets around Carlisle, tries to center it in front, he did! And a one-timer by McDevitt, stopped by Linville. McDevitt on the far side, trying to come out with it. McDevitt using one arm to fend off two Morrisville players. Here's Pekka in front to McCallum. Puck laser. Here's Pekka on a backhand, and if he left it for Rieger, he would have had a wide-open cage. Instead, the puck in the air to Rieger. Rieger keeps it in. Rieger back down one time on a bad angle off the leg of Linville. Then another shot taken, and a whistle blown.
Net's off, I think.
I think the net came off its moorings. But Pekka being a little too aggressive. If he just left the puck for Rieger, he would have had a yawning cage, but a little bit too aggressive, got in the way of Rieger, and instead the shot never got attempted there in the melee.
And hard from here, but you don't know if there was that communication, right? I'd like to know if that puck was that juicy right there. I'd love to be able to hear it from up here.
Puck given to Allen on the face-off win, rimmed it around too far, but now a bad angle shot taken by Rieger, and it rims all the way back out to center. Best pressure by the Eagles in this entire game over that last 30-second period. See if they can continue trailing 2-0.
And that might be a good match that Coach Richter might look at to see if he can replicate.
Long pass for Murray off his stick, too far, and then a re-center all the way through and all the way back to center. Kennedy, Eagles have to tag back up as he sent it back into the zone. Murray chasing down Walters. Good job by Murray to take the puck away. Leaves it ahead to Kimball. Kimball takes a shot that gets deflected over the net. Now a re-center by Aloy. Looking for Murray back behind the net again. Here's Rieger with a shot. More of a pass, goes behind the net, past Kimball out to center with a step in by Kennedy, who's looking for a penalty. In over the line comes Miles, who's hit by Rieger. Santoro now on the ice, leaves it for Kennedy. Kennedy looking for Aloy, long pass ahead, looking for it. He's going to race for it and get in the far side corner, near side corner. Aloy takes the hit from Englund, leaves the puck for Santoro. Santoro tried to center, gives to Aloy, who's centered out in front, but the only one there were three Mustangs, and they come out 3-on-2. Miles gets to the blue line, stops, rims it around, takes a hit from Meyer. Puck rimmed around to the near side circle, and here's Norling. Norling up ahead, trying to avoid the checks of Henry. Picks it back up in his own zone, looking ahead, but makes a bad pass to Englund. He's the only one there. And then brought back in by Robbins. Eagles have found a little something over the last 90 seconds or so. They just need to keep the pressure up, trailing 2-0. Norling on the half wall, turns it over to Manley. Manley tried to center it out in front, goes all the way through. Here's Fortier looking for Robbins, too fast and too hard and out of the zone. Then Norling pushed down to the ice. And Manley will take it back in his own zone. Manley 2-on-4 over the line, looking to go back to Zembrecki. Instead, centered it out in front where the glove of Kunin was there with 9:12 to go in the second, 2-0. But Coach, the Eagles maybe have found a little something offensively.
Yeah, there's been some flashes there, and just, again, a little better puck management, because when they did have some pressure, there were a couple times they just kind of threw the puck away to where they were hoping someone was rather than someone actually being there.
Howell and Mazurchuk in the draw. One by Howell. Rimmed it all the way around to Swain. Swain trying to get it, but taken away by the aggressive Carlisle into the corner, but Delory came back to help out. Excuse me, that was Glassroot who came back to help out. And Howell carries it in over the line. 2-on-1 down low. Howell looking to center, but good aggressive play by Carlisle. Comes back to the point, but taken by Mazurchuk and played all the way into the Eagle zone. Puck sticked by Will Jones. Jones checked in the far side corner, rims it around to Swain, who gets it out to Howell, and Howell with some speed up on left wing. He's 1-on-2. Over the line, comes into his player, and again, that communication as McQuegan and Howell almost collide into each other at the top of the near circle, Coach. 8:25 to go in the second, 2-0 Morrisville. Here's McDevitt. McDevitt up on right wing, over the line, makes a move, gets checked, looking for an interference call as he didn't have the puck near him. Goes behind to McCowell, leaves for McDevitt. McDevitt, near side corner, centers it to Pekka. Pekka trying to get his handle on it and says left for McDevitt, who takes a shot, almost got the far side corner as it was gloved by Linville, but he was looking for that corner and almost picked it. Pekka behind its own goal, fighting for it. Comes free to Fortier, goes off a bad bounce, and Pekka still in there fighting hard on Fortier. Good job by Pekka to make Fortier work. Comes up the wall, McDevitt kept it in, and the Eagles can still fight for it as Murray will pick it up on the half wall, and there's going to be a penalty on Morrisville. Kept in the zone to Kennedy. Kennedy with a wrist shot toward the net, looking for it, popped up in the air and gloved, well, touched by Linville. He never gloved it. But an interference call as Murray was taken down on the half wall inside the Mustang zone, and the Eagles finally putting some pressure on, getting some pucks toward the net at 12:27.
And this is just the opportunity that you're looking for. You've had some pressure. You've had some success with getting pucks to the net 5-on-5. Now it's a power play. You've got a skilled team. Get pucks inside the dot. Get some pucks to the net. See what we can't convert here.
Wyatt Allen, 2 for interference, the junior out of Capistrano Beach, California. Eagles desperate for a power play goal and desperate for a goal to get back in the game. Kennedy and Rieger play catch. Here's Kennedy as they set up the triangle. Looking on a bad angle shot. He took the net off again as Linville used that 6'5" frame and ran into the net, which stopped the Eagle power play 12 seconds in.
Yeah, and part of that is when you're a big goaltender like that, and they rely to push off those posts, unless you've got really good secure. Again, that's why I'm always a fan of the Marsh Pegs. Until you get those, you're going to get that kind of situation when you have a big, strong goaltender.
And talk about change of scenery, though. We talked about earlier about how Mazurchuk's from Staten Island. Wyatt Allen from Capistrano Beach, California to Morrisville, New York that's a bit of a culture shock.
It is. Well,
definitely no beach there. Eagles win the faceoff. Santoro to Meyer. Meyer to Rieger to Kennedy. They play catch. Kennedy holds, gives it down low. Everybody touching the puck on the Eagle power play, but then it's finally sent down the ice. They went. If you can imagine a pentagon, the Eagles went all the way around the pentagon with the puck, and no shot was taken, though. But good passing nonetheless. Here's Kennedy with some speed. Goes through the middle, over the line, looking toward the net, but had it stick checked at the last second. Squirted free and out to center where Meyer tried to chip it back in, but instead it rolled all the way down the ice to Rieger, and the Eagles will start again. As good as they've been 5-on-5 in the last couple of minutes, one of the problems, though, is the Eagles are 1 power play goal on the season. Here's Rieger. Leaves it for Meyer. Meyer tried to leave it back to Kennedy and sent all the way down the ice. So you worry a little bit on the man advantage, whether it's killing a little bit of the momentum because they've been struggling so much on the man advantage.
Well, I think on the power play, again, you have to simplify things. It's not a lot different than 5-on-5 other than you have the opportunity of having the extra player. So create your 2-on-1s, find your shooting lanes, shoot pucks. Instead of trying to make that perfect play every time, shoot some pucks, get some pucks to the net.
Norling dumps it in around the boards from near to far. Howell, 1-on-2, tried to get in the Zamboni corner and took that weird bounce. Swain behind his net, gives it to Norling. Norling goes back to Bice with 18. Looks back for Swain, too far, goes back to Howell behind the net, watched by Fortier and Glazer. Spins away from Glazer, but Glazer took it. Norling now fighting for it with 5 remaining on the man advantage. Swain picked it up, lost it, gave it away to Carlisle, and the man advantage will end. And they got to watch out as he comes off. Did Allen, but too high into the air. Allen will touch it to avoid the icing. Gets away from Delory, comes out to the near side, takes a bad angle shot that I believe was blocked. I don't think it ever got to Kunin. And Morrisville kills off the third Eagle penalty. Then coming out of the corner with a shot into the slot area. Puck bouncing around. Eagles trying to find it. A backhand goes wide. Robbins comes out the near side, goes back to the point to Englund. He'll take a shot that's blocked in front. And here come the Eagles. Swain tries to push around Englund. Eagles dump it in with 5 minutes to go in the second, trailing 2-0. Played by Fisher Moore. Moore comes to Zembrecki. On right wing, he'll dump it in. Zembrecki's got the goal here in the second period. Glassrue tried to reverse the flow, had to roll off his stick, but out comes an aggressive Pekka. Dumps it in, chases after Zembrecki. Here's a size difference. Pekka uses the body nicely in front of Macau, who took a one-timer from the rim of the far circle.
Yeah, Manley looking for a penalty there. That puck came through, and Manley got his feet taken out. Might have got lucky with one there, which created the open shooting lane.
Good effort by Pekka, though. Forced him to make the play and get the puck centered in front.
100%.
Run PMC out there.
This, I think, has been the best line for post all night.
Macau, McDevitt, and Pekka. Won by Macau. Pekka gets it back to Glassrue, tried to shoot it through Douglas. It deflected off Douglas, now pinching in his Glassrue, and comes out to center. Or Macau will send it right back in. McDevitt tags, goes in after it on Manley. Couple of number sixes, he left it behind. McDevitt centered it in front, but it rolled right past Macau. O'Connell to Macau, nice one touch to Glassrue, he sends it toward the net. It's in the stick of McDevitt, couldn't find him. Glassrue pinches in, sends it to Pekka. Pekka with a nice pass to McDevitt. McDevitt looking to find somebody in a shooting lane. Eagles make a change, long shot toward the net off of Pekka. And into the Zamboni corner, he gets taken down, no call. There's a little bit of a grab there. Murray fights for it, comes out of the Zamboni corner. Murray feeds it back to the point, but then taken away, and here's a 2-on-1 opportunity with Jones. Jones, but a good job by Glassrue to cut off the angle, and the puck goes into the half wall. Then a recenter and a good play there, and taking ahead to Alloy. Alloy, one-on-one, trying to get around the defensive Manley. Alloy toward the net, takes a bad angle shot that goes wide. Good job by Manley to cut off the angle and not allow a good opportunity there. And the puck comes free to center. Eagles have woken up, but do trail 2-0, so they need to find a couple of goals to get back into the game. Puck chipped ahead to Kimball. Kimball leaves it for Murray, goes back to Kimball, chasing after it, just kept it in, and a good job by Kimball to keep it in. Used one hand on the stick. Now Murray in front, bad angle shot, deflects with a rebound off the body of Linville. And here comes Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk gives it to Glazer, in over the line on right wing, takes a shot that goes off the right pad of Kunin. And wide. Rieger tries to get it out of the zone, lost it to Kennedy. Kennedy there to back him up, but rimmed it around, and Nichols the only one there. Nichols centered it in front to Mazurchuk, who was wide open but couldn't control the puck. Dancing in the slot between the two circles. Meyer checked off the puck. Eagles go high in the air, but it maybe hit the netting. And that has drawn a whistle with 2:34 to go in the second period. Still 2-0 and a face-off inside the Eagles zone. Again, good opportunities by the Eagles, really led by Run PMC.
Yeah, and with that pressure the Post is putting on, Morrisville is turning some pucks over rather than just kind of holding it on and making them take it or trying to make a play. They're turning some pucks over they shouldn't be turning over.
Allen, long shot from the top of the left circle. More like left point, easily gloved by Kunin, who's been busy. Expectation is he's probably not going to start tomorrow. I think Drew Blodgett might get the start tomorrow, but we will see, as still a TBD, as they like to say. Santoro in his own zone, rims it around looking for Norling. Another hit right there on the wall. It's one thing Morrisville hasn't stopped doing is hitting. Then a long slap shot from the point by Sutter, gloved by Kunin. So that might have been going wide with 2:13 to go in the second.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this 2 minutes and change goes, and actually how the third period goes, because you have one team that's, with one win this season, is extremely, extremely hungry, and see if that does translate to them for the third, or if Post says, not in my house, not today.
Run PMC right back out there. You can see Coach Richter is seeing their effort and their push, and he puts them right back onto the ice. McDevitt gave it to Noble. Noble carried it out of the zone, and Macau chasing after Miles. D-to-D passing. Allen and Carlisle. Gets it to Walters, who gets it into the Eagle zone. Good aggressive stick check, and here's Delory. Captain Delory in over the line on right wing, gets to the blue line, dumps it in. They're going to call offside, and down goes Delory on a big hit right in front of his own bench.
Yeah, he went down unprotected and back right into that boards there.
Offsides is ultimately the call. Delory able to hobble his way into the bench. Hopefully just the wind knocked out of him. With 1:43 to go in the second. Murray and Robbins has done a good job on the faceoff, wins that one clean into the zone. Good hit on Zembrecki. Puck sent into the Eagle zone where a centering pass goes all the way through. Englund sends it toward the net, gloved by Kunin again. Might have had a deflection in front there by Moore. You don't often see a 6'4" defenseman and a 5'7" defenseman playing on the same defensive unit. So it throws you off a little bit. You think Moore's a forward, and he's really a defenseman.
Yeah, there's a little size difference there.
Puck tried to get rimmed around by Zembrecki a little bit too far. They looked for Englund back at the top of the far point. Deflected over his stick and it back to center. So now Glassrud looking to find Kimball. He did. Now gives it to Aloy. Aloy with 1:11 leaves for Kimball. Kimball tried to send it toward the net. Deflected off a couple of sticks. Led by Henry and sent all the way back down the ice. That puck rode the dasher, which will give Henry an opportunity to pick it up in the near side corner. Henry checked by Glassrud. Puck goes behind the net to Robbins. Robbins spins away from the check of Bice, leaves it for Henry, but then gives it away to Glassrud, who will slowly send it all the way down the ice for icing. With 47:5 to go in the second, still 2-0. Stay with us in the second intermission. We'll go around the NE10, and we'll go over the players of the week, which during the last active week of play was a post-university sweep. First time in program history that ever occurred. But we'll do that in the second intermission, 47.5 seconds from now. Faceoff dies in the circle. Santoro tried to play with his glove and thought better of it. Now has it in the near side corner. Comes away with it with some speed. Aloy takes a hit by Fortier, and Fortier stood his ground and stopped the puck. Fortier tried to send it in the corner. It's pinned on the half wall at 28. Rimmed around from near to far. Meyer, first one over there. He gets checked by Douglas. Meyer still fighting for it. All this time, though, kept in the zone. Manley fakes the slap shot. Holds, waits for a screen, takes a shot toward the net, goes high and wide, pops toward the middle of the net. The net gets knocked off its moorings. It does not count if you put yourself into the goal. And with 9.9 seconds remaining in the second period, frustrations running high as Douglas and Meyer do some pushing and shoving.
Yeah, I think both teams have to think about that. If you're winning the game, you don't want to give your opponent anything, and if you're behind in the game, you don't want your frustrations to boil over and potentially put you in a bad situation.
Well, somebody got a penalty. He's one penalty, and I think there's going to be two here, so we're going to go 4-on-4. Santoro, the NE10 leader in penalty minutes, gets two for roughing.
This scenario, skill-wise, should favor post with more open ice, so hopefully they can use it and they can be effective with it. They've got Swain is very fast, very quick player, so they've got some good personnel out there, and it looks like that's what they're going to try to do is get after this thing with some speed and attack.
Jensen Dodge gets two for roughing for Morrisville. That's the 4-on-4. 9.9 seconds to go in the second, so a clean sheet of ice to start the third on the 4-on-4. Face-off won by Morrisville, though. Puck on the far side, takes a shot toward the net. Kunin makes another save. Tried to recenter it in front. They'll just pin it on the back wall as the horn sounds. So Morrisville gets another goal to make it 2-0. Tyler Zembrecki at 38 seconds from Logan Robbins and Connor Carlisle, the lone scorer in period number 2. And Morrisville leads 2-0. Coach, it took about 31 minutes of gameplay for the Eagles to realize they were in a hockey game, and They've probably outplayed them, or at least came close to matching their effort over the last 9 minutes, but those 31 minutes lead them down 2-0.
Yeah, again, we always talk about playing that full 60 minutes, but, I mean, the good news is it's a 2-goal game, so you're in the game. If Post can wake up a little bit and be more effective and more decisive in their play, they can still come out of this thing on top.
So that's the second period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. We'll be back in 2 minutes when you look around the NE10, and we'll have all the mathematicians and astronauts to explain the NE10 standings. In 2 minutes, you're listening and watching Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles.
Walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut downstairs at the lower rink, where Morrisville leads your Eagles 2-0 after 2 periods of play. Second period intermission, we go around the NE10, shall I say, here this afternoon. And that is brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News and World Report as having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information of all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Eagles fans, the clock has struck midnight. It's 2025. Did you get all the items you wanted for the holiday season? Did you get your Post University items and branded clothing and branded items? Well, if you didn't, now's your opportunity to do that. Update your closet and represent your Eagle fandom every day, every way, and everywhere. Whether you're walking around campus, rocking the nest at a game, strolling the neighborhood on vacation, or even with that special someone, you can find your Post University items at posteagles.com. Click on the fan section, and on the right-hand side, click on School Store to get your Post Eagle gear. Use code NEWGEAR25. That's NEWGEAR25 between now and Sunday, January 5th at checkout to receive 25% off your order of $75 or more. Exclusions do apply, but that code is NEWGEAR25 and it expires on Sunday, January 5. But you can also visit the campus store in the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that'll be after. They won't open again until after the 25% off sale is available. Around the NE10, the last official week was week 6, and as we mentioned in the second period, it was a post-university sweep for the first time in program history. The NE10 defending NE10 Player of the Week is Connor McCowell, the sophomore forward out of Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Had a gigantic weekend. That would have been against Assumption. He had his first goal of the season on an empty netter to help the Eagles win 5-3 in game 1. And then he added an assist and scored the first goal of the game in the Saturday 2-1 tilt, finishing the weekend with 2 goals and an assist for 3 total points. NE10 goaltender of the week is the man who stands on his head, Ben Cunine, who leads the NE10 in saves per game. He won his 3rd and 4th games in 5 starts over that Assumption weekend, stopped 94 shots, 51 on Friday and 43 on Saturday for 94 saves on 98 attempts. And he's 4-2 and has 40-plus saves in all 4 of those wins. The NE10 Rookie of the Week was Scotty Swain from Post, freshman from Baltimore, Maryland. Helped secure the weekend sweep with a goal and an assist over the weekend in the 2-0-0 weekend for the Eagles. So congratulations to all of the Eagles. Wanted to make sure we definitely got that in, as they are the NE10 Players of the Week. NE10 standings, as we said, we've whipped out the NASA mathematicians and scientists to determine this, and it is as follows. Assumption leads the way with 17 points. They're 6-2 in conference with 1 overtime win and 7-1 overall. Southern New Hampshire is second with 15 points. They're 5-3 in conference, 6-7 overall. St. Mike's has 14 points in 3rd place, 5-2 in conference, 1-0 in overtime, 9-4 overall. St. A's has 13 points, 4-3 in conference, 0-1 in overtime, 5-4-1 overall. Post is in 5th at 10 points, but now 1 game back of St. A's, 3-5 in conference, 0-1 in overtime, 4-7-0 overall, and bringing up the rear is Franklin Pierce, who has 0 points. They're 0-8-0 in conference and 0-12-1 overall. Your NE10 leader in goals, if I could find my page, is Jake DiNapoli with 9 from Assumption. Second is Jake Lavoie from Assumption, who has 7. A 3-way tie at 6 between David Ciancio, Ronnie Paragallo, and Kurt Watson of Southern New Hampshire, and then 5 players with 5 lead out the top 10. The assist leader is Ronnie Paragallo with 12 from Assumption. Case Cantajas from St. Mike's has 10, as does Brendan Lynch from Southern New Hampshire, also has 10. Ryan Decker has 9 for Assumption, and then 3 players with 8 and 3 players with 7. Leader in block shots in the NE10 is Trey DeLore. He's got a 3-shot lead with 2 fewer games over David Ciancio of St. Mike's, who's got 25. Jake Leal has 22. Trey DeLore has 28, just for the record. Michael Martinetti from St. A's has 20, and then Tanner Glassrud is 5th with 19. Tommy Bice, 8th with 16 block shots per game. Saves per game, as we mentioned, Ben Cunine, 43.5 saves per game, 261 saves in 6 games. His average is 12.3 shots more than second place Thomas McLarnon overall, and 14.5 more than Evan Plunkett from St. Mike's. So an incredible amount of saves by Ben Cunine. And he's heading that way again today with his performance, even though the Eagles trail 2-0 right now. Upcoming schedule in the NE10. Assumption, a busy schedule, should I say, in the NE10, as Assumption, see if we can get you a score right now, travel to LIU, played a game in East Meadow today at 2 p.m. That game should be over. Let's see if we can get you an updated score in that game. Also today, while we do that, Franklin Pierce is at Riviere at 5:40, so that game should be getting away in about 10 minutes. Colby travels to St. A's at 6 p.m. and St. Mike's and SUNY Potsdam play at 7 p.m. in Potsdam. Final score, by the way, LIU 10, Assumption 1 in East Meadow this afternoon. Tomorrow, Buffalo State here for post. 1 o'clock, St. Mike's and SUNY Potsdam will do it again at 4 p.m. and St. A's will travel to LIU at 8 p.m. Monday, Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, MCLA, travels to Assumption at 4:20. And then on Tuesday, Western New England travels here to play post, 1:30 here in Shelton. So final again, LIU 10, Assumption 1 this afternoon. That's your look around the NE10, brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs, from golf to football to hockey. There's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, parent, or fan. For more information on all of Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all of your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Coach Whitney will be back in 2 minutes. We'll go around and recap the second period here on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles.
Walking the path of integrity. Forever embracing a life in balance. Standing tall and confident. Leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play. With clear vision and a full heart. Looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete. Representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Start of the third period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney here with you. Recap of the second period brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. It's application season, and always remember, for you, Post is personal. For more information on all Post degree programs, visit campus, take a tour, or apply. Go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Let's go back to the first goal of the game for just a moment. Scored by Maxime Mazurchuk, add an assist to Ryan Glazer on that goal. So Glazer and Zembrecki get the assist on Mazurchuk's power play goal in the first period. Only goal of the second period, though, was Tyler Zembrecki, who deflected a nice shot by Connor Carlisle through a maze of players. He got the deflection and got by Kunin at 38 seconds. Add an assist to Logan Robbins on that goal. So it's Zembrecki, his fourth, from Carlisle and Robbins. Shots on goal in the second for Morrisville, 8 for Post, 7. Much more even period. Well, those last 9 minutes were for sure 26-12 Morrisville in shots. Face-off still even, 11-10, 21-20 overall for Morrisville. Coach, 4-on-4 to start the period, as we were just talking about. Open ice, fresh ice, should give the Eagles some opportunities. Morrisville's beginning to make some mistakes. 31 minutes of Morrisville domination, 9 minutes of Post getting themselves back into it, but still need 2 goals.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for Post to use their skill, to put them in positions to have shooting lanes, not to just move the puck around just to move the puck around and look for that perfect play, if you will. I think there's been too much of that for them so far today, whereas you need to just move to shooting lanes, get pucks through, then look for rebounds.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow, 12:45 pregame, 1 o'clock puck drop, as the Eagles will host Buffalo State. And in about 2.5 hours upstairs, the women's program will take on RIT in the first of a 2-game series upstairs. That'll be 8 o'clock on the CACC network. Over the line come the Eagles with a shot taken by Kennedy. Deflects into the netting behind them as the crowd is beginning to fill in. And the women's team has shown up to lend some support before their game that'll take place in about 2.5 hours from now. Face-off inside the Mustang zone with 14 seconds gone in the third. Eagles still trailing 2-0. And a bad face-off, so they'll do it again. I think Robbins might be getting tossed from that draw. Nope, they're going to let him come back in. So Murray and Robbins again. Nope, now Murray gets tossed. And it's Kimball. Kimball wins it nicely past to Kennedy. Kennedy sends it toward the net, looking for a deflection, which he got. And right on the stick of Rieger and deflected into the corner. Good opportunity there from the Eagles. Only trailing by 2 and have picked up the pace over the last 9 hockey minutes. Bad play in over the line. Robbins had to leave it for Kimball. Kimball spins away with it, gives it to Kennedy, who comes up right through the middle, in over the line on left wing. Spins away with it. That's Kennedy, dumps it behind the net. All the Eagles will go for a line change, though, with a minute to go on the 4-on-4. Here's Allen. Bringing it out of his zone, gets to the red line, gets to the blue line, takes a hit for his trouble by Howell, just dumps him to the ice. Nice hit by Howell as the Eagles are picking up the hitting now. And here's Noble with some speed, 3-on-2, over the line. Noble gets to center, had the puck dropped off his stick, played by Robbins, and back comes Miles. Miles had a head of steam and just stopped at the red line, spindled it back to Fortier. Victor Fortier, 6'2 freshman out of Sherbrooke, Quebec, brings it in over the line on left wing, takes a bad angle shot, sticked away, but dangerously into the slot by Kunin, and here comes McCowell. McCowell with a fancy move at center, gets a pass to Pekka over the line, Pekka on the backhand, and a left pad save made by Linville. Pekka behind the net, looking to give it back to McCowell. He does, takes a return feed from McCowell. Pekka goes across the ice, nice play to Delory, backhand toward the net, looking for a deflection. Stick being held, players falling in the slot. And 5 seconds remain on the 4-on-4. Over the line comes Manley. Manley offsides at the blue line with 1 second remaining on the 4-on-4 before Santoro and Dodge are released. But good puck movement and a couple of shots by Pekka on the 4-on-4.
Yeah, those were good plays. Right now, both teams, to me, are still overhandling the pucks. Offsides there with a puck that should have got through. Norlings, too, when he came through, lost the puck. You make your move, you get your lane, you shoot the puck.
Meyer looking for Santoro. It gets sent back to Bice. Bice and Meyer collide. Again, communication part of a problem for the Eagles, as 3 or 4 times in this game, 2 players have almost collided going for the same puck. 2:04 gone in the third, still 2-0. Jones and Santoro to Kunin's right. One by Santoro, then a quick pass for Norling, a little too hard. Played back to Moore. Moore tried to feed England, it rolled off his stick. Meyer pinching in. Good play by Bice to keep it right on the blue line and inside the zone. Meyer, though, tried to feed it back, and it got sent all the way back down the ice. This will be an icing. I guess they're going to say that it was sent down by Morrisville and not a bad pass, so icing. 2:23 gone in the third, and the face-off inside the Morrisville zone.
Yeah, and again, that's one of those unforced errors there. Morrisville had possession in their zone, but they chose to just kind of slap it across the ice, and that got the pressure on them, and that's what ended up causing the icing.
Murray and Dodge on the draw. One by Murray, clean shot toward Linville, who sticked it away by Rieger. Kimball feeds Kennedy. Kennedy looking for a lane to shoot the puck. Now he's on left point. Goes to center point. Feeds the backhand to Aloy. Spins a turnaround shot. Stopped by Linville. Murray looking for Aloy. Rolled off his stick and poked free to center where Jones will carry it. Jones in over the line on left wing. Looking for a pass too far. Picked up on the far side by Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk, who has the opening goal in this game, looking to find somebody. Instead, he'll just keep going around the boards. This is how he scored the goal on the power play. Went from far to near this time instead of near to far, and Aloy sent it high and all the way down. This probably won't get there for an icing, and it won't. But that'll allow the Eagles to make a full line change and bring out Powell. Dangerous pass in the middle, gets through, and Mazurchuk somehow picked it up. Mazurchuk in over the line, looking to center it across, and picked up by McQuegan. McQuegan, though, runs into Howell. That's the 5th time that's happened. Here's Swain taking a puck 2-on-2. Gets around the defender. Allen, though, using the body. Howell gives a hit. McQuegan, spinorama move, comes toward the net with an aggressive play. Just wide as Linville had to make a save. Now he comes out the near side with a play. Delory to Noble, rolls off his stick, and a breakaway opportunity here for Nichols. Nichols past Noble, in, around, backhand, rolled off his stick. As he went forehand to backhand and the puck rolled off his stick. End-to-end action here all of a sudden. But Eagles have to do a better job with communication. That's been one of the big problems in this game so far. As the Eagles would have had a big break with McQuegan. Now a 5-player rugby scrum right in the corner, and that puck's going to go outside for a face-off. As 2 Mustangs and 3 Eagles pinned it right there on the half wall at the bottom of the near circle. I guess it's going to be inside the zone. Nope, outside the zone. Well, maybe, I don't know. Linesman was going to do it in the zone and out of the zone and in the zone, and now they're outside the zone, and now all the players realize the face-off's going to be outside the zone.
Only thing inside is us.
Very true. Face-off won by the Mustangs. They'll send it into the Eagle zone. 4 minutes gone in the third, still 2-0. Bice avoids the hit from Sutter, does a good job to get away with the puck, feeds it up to Pecco, feeds a nice backhand pass to McCowell, looking for McDevitt a little bit too far. But good backup by O'Connell. O'Connell makes a nice play to carry it inside the Mustang zone. He takes a hit, though, and Miles will pick it up on the far corner and he'll rim it all the way around to Bice backed off and dumped into the Eagles zone. There's something to be said about the Mustangs just playing some dump and chase right now, and they pick up the puck with Miles. Miles spins away from the check of McCall with some fast legs. Takes a shot toward the net that goes wide. He picked it up on the far side. He and Pekka, both 25, both of similar style and speed and a similar type of player. McDevitt fanned on his pass but got an opportunity to get it out again. McDevitt struggling to get out of the zone. Finally does and gets it to center. He pokes it around the defense of England and he'll chase it into the near corner inside the Morrisville zone. And he'll go down but managed to get it to Norling. Norling tried to spin away from the check of Manley. Goes behind the net with it. Eagles, I think, pick it up. They do. Here's Santoro. Back to Meyer. Meyer looking for a lane. Sent it toward the net just wide. He had a lane. Linville trying to get back into the goal. Eagles pick it up behind the net. Come around with a wraparound. Did Rieger. And Linville was sort of falling all over the place, but the Eagles didn't get it in. Here's over the line. Kennedy leaves for Meyer. Meyer with a shot looking for a corner. It goes too high. That's a case of trying to find too little a hole. And here comes Zembrecki. One-on-one over the line with a shot. Good play by Kunin to hold the post and take the angle away and make the save on Zembrecki, who has the second goal of the game, a goal and an assist so far. Norling, Rieger, play catch. Norling gives it to Meyer, gets it out to center. Santoro trying to chase Zembrecki, but then the puck sent right back in to Kunin. Santoro rims it out to center, too far for Aloy. This might be an icing, and it won't be. Good job by Aloy to win that race and avoid that icing. That looked like a sure icing. Good job by Aloy. Murray pinches in to keep the puck in. Leaves it for Aloy. Sends it toward the net, and a deflection just goes wide. Murray then recenters it through the slot, but played by Zembrecki out the center. He'll hit the red line and have his dump blocked and send it in again. Delory gloves it down. Nice touch pass by Murray. Left it for Kimball, should I say. Looking for Aloy again. Aloy in over the line. Takes a shot that's sticked away by Linville. Then the puck comes free. Linville still on the ice. Finally gets up. Kimball in the near far side corner. Checked by Douglas. Puck squirts free and then taken away by Henry. Henry brings it to center. Over the line. Leaves for Moore. Moore looks to center. Dumped it into the corner to Henry. Henry does center, but Delory is the only one there. And he'll play it behind the net. Delory High off the wall to Swain. Swain looking for the chip pass, but didn't get anything on it, and Douglas stole it and gave it to Moore. Moore looking for Manley, dumps it in. Cunene will hold with 6:31 gone in the third. Eagles trying to be a little bit too fine, Coach, on some of their shots. Meyer had a good opportunity about 25 feet out looking for a corner instead of maybe just putting it on net.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing, too, is right now, actually, Morrisville's playing at the post hands a little bit. They don't want to go up and down the ice with post. They want to keep that puck below the dots, control it, look to make plays there, which will then eventually open their points, and then they can use them. But I don't think they want to get into a foot race with post.
Glassroot high into the air is going to let McQuegan chase after him. McQuegan is going to win that race. Right at the goal line, spins around the net, tried to center it for Howell. It went off the stick of Jones, though, and a slap shot from the point, shouldered away by Linville. McQuegan, near side corner, centers it out in front dangerously. Had an opportunity there. Howell then tries to recenter it. McQuegan picked it up, bottom of the circle, takes a shot. Linville makes another save. Douglas takes a hit from Howell. Bice just had it chipped out of the zone, and here comes Dodge. Dodge racing back with Jones over the line. Good a couple opportunities by the Eagles, but back comes Morrisville the other way. Tries to sweep it around the net, goes back to the point to Carlisle. Carlisle on right point, finds the lane, shoots it into the glove of Cunene, who's been good today. 7:20 gone in the third, 2-0. Again, putting that pressure on, you just wonder if it's a little too late with 12:40 to go.
And again, that's the kind of play that will be effective for Morrisville. They moved it down low, which brought that defender down off a point, which created that line there. But you're right, Post is picking up the pace when they can. But again, we got to play inside the dots more, and you just can't pass up shots.
Glazer fan on his pass. Pekka makes a nice little chip around Carlisle, picks it up on the other side, looking for McCowell a little bit too far. Puck back to center to Rieger. Rieger looking for McDevitt, but a good aggressive play by Glazer moves the puck forward. He'll get it in. Near circle, centered it in front, looking for the stick of Mazurchuk. He found it, but pushed it wide. Now back outside the zone. This is going to be an offside when touched by Allen, and it is, as Carlisle couldn't keep it in the Eagles zone. I think the big takeaway, Coach, so far in the first, let's call it 48 minutes, is Eagles have picked it up, but the communication hasn't been great. Multiple times they sort of collided into each other here in the first 48 minutes.
Yeah, you've seen that, and then you've seen it's a lot of individual play once you do get into that offensive zone.
Rieger high into the air, but he ends up just throwing it to the defensive Carlisle. Nice stick by Santoro. He'll pick it up and dump it in. Allen for Morrisville. Feeds it right up the middle dangerously, but managed to get it to Mazurchuk, and over the line is Glazer. Glazer has a hole, looking for a shot, but it shot off the leg of Rieger. Now back to Moore. Moore spin around, move dangerously back to England. England toward the net. Wide, bounces off the back of the net. Behind the back play by Rieger to Kennedy with 11:37 to go in the third, still 2-0. Moore stopped the puck from going all the way down, and he resends it back in. And the Eagles will start again. They'll make a forward line change, or make sure they get the right forwards out there. And here's Kennedy. Kennedy, long pass to Meyer. He'll dump it in and go off on a change. Aloy will chase after it. But Englund picks it up in the near corner. Englund feeds it back to center where Delory has to wait for Aloy to tag up. He does. Gives it ahead to Howell. Howell looking for Delory. Comes back to Murray. Murray sends it toward the net. Gets blocked. That never gets anywhere near it needs to go. Nice behind the back pass by Kimball in front. He had Delory, and it rolled off his stick and just wide. Aloy tried to pick it up on the other side. Kimball in the corner. Aloy tried to dump it back to the point to Noble. Miles just pinning it right on the half wall there. Aloy comes by, makes a big hit, and the Eagles keep it in. Delory shot from the point, blocked in front by England. And Morrisville gets it out the center where Delory played catch with her, tried to do the Willie Mays basket catch. Noble spinning away with it, almost lost it. He did, right to the slot area dangerously. Then a sweep shot taken, blocked in front. Another shot taken by Miles from behind the play with 10:29 to go in the third. Still 2-0. A couple of good opportunities down at the Eagle end, but then Morrisville almost had a wide open net and a puck loose in the slot.
Yeah, both teams playing a little bit too loosely right now.
Howell and Robbins to the left of Cunene, who's been good. Can't really blame him on either goal tonight, which has been the story. McQuegan tried to play it past Manley, but gave it to Henry. Henry back to Manley. Swain almost stole it as Henry fanned on the puck. Morrisville sends it back behind the net with 10 minutes to go in the third. 2-0 Morrisville. Bice to O'Connell. O'Connell back to Bice. Bice, long pass looking for Swain, and he got it. 3-on-2 over the line. Swain looking ahead for McQuegan. Tried to get it there, but a nice defensive play. Now O'Connell takes a shot, and that's blocked by Zembrecki. And now a 2-on-1 opportunity for Morrisville. More of a 2-on-2. Robbins couldn't get around Bice. Howell came back to help, and the puck sent back out to center. Zembrecki back to Manley. Back to Zembrecki. Gives to Fortier. To Manley, and a long pass tipped in. That'll be stopped by Kunin and Glove with 9:32 to go in the third. And a 3-on-2 opportunity, but they weren't able to get any good shots off, did the Eagles. Face off to Kunin's right. McCowell and Jones in the draw. Jones tried to go forward with it. Got it into the corner and then sent it back to the point to Allen. Good aggressive play by McCowell, who's going to chase after it, but Carlisle beats him to it. Carlisle is trying to skate away from McCowell. Will stop behind his own net and set it up. Long pass looking for Jones. He gets him right at the blue line. Nice play by Jones. Jones tried to center it all the way through, but the only one there was Pekka, and then he makes a dangerous backhand pass, sort of a no-look backhand pass, looking for McDevitt into the slot area. That gets stopped and punched onto the half wall. Back to the point to Allen. Allen tries to dump it in. Good play by Kennedy to reverse the flow to Rieger. Rieger gives to Pekka. Pekka tries to get around the check. He does, but lost the puck. And then Allen will send it all the way around to Jones with 8:48 to go in the third. Still 2-0. McDevitt tried to chop it toward the net, taken away by Allen. Allen looking for Douglas. Got it to Douglas, but it rolled off his stick. Now McDevitt lays a big hit at center ice. But Englund comes back in the other way with a long shot right into the belly of Kunin, who swallowed that one whole with 8:31 to go in the third, still 2-0.
Yeah, and if you're Morrisville right now, that's what you got to do. Rinse and repeat. Pucks to the net, force post to try to go 200 feet, and if you're post, a little closer support, everything to the net, and everybody to the net.
Face-off one again by Morrisville, and a deflected weird angle shot by Nichols that had to go off a leg or something. And into the netting over the low glass. Glazer and Santoro now. Won by Glazer, sent back to Glazer, who chased after them. Centered it in front, wide open was Nichols, who had an opportunity, stopped by Kunin. Englund sends a headhunter shot toward the net that goes high and wide. Puck played in by Mazurchuk. Sent around, Delory rimmed it all the way around, but the only one there are Mustangs. Meyer trying to get it out, then sent toward the net, deflected by Nichols. Wide. Noble sends it up the glass, and too many Hail Mary passes by the Eagles, just looking for streakers at this point. And as you said, Coach, Morrisville's just happy to dump it in at the moment and play dump and chase. Glazer tried to slap at it before it got out of the zone. He fanned on it. Delory got the center, fed it to Norling. Norling tried to keep going as he tried to make it around the defense of Moore. Puck in that far side corner. Kimball is there with Murray. 5 players in that corner trying to fight for the puck as they pin it on the wall. Kimball tries to come away with it. He rimmed it all the way around. Bice trying to chase after it. He got there before it gets out of the zone. Bice sent it back in and goes back defensively. He may have to start pinching up a little bit. And Kimball will pick it up at center. 7:11 to go in the third, still 2-0. Englund back to Moore. Moore, long pass for Miles, goes off Miles' stick, and Bice will get it inside the Eagle zone. Bice gets it to Murray, feeds a pass to Kimball. Kimball gets taken out of the play by Manley as he tried to pick up a puck with speed. Morrisville's been hitting all game, and they continued it on that set right there. They come away with the puck, try to chip it out the center, and they do over Tommy Bice. Ice is getting really chippy here in the third period, slowing down that puck. And Glassrud will spindle it around the boards, and Walters will pick it up. Walters gets it to Sauter, who takes a little shot, just missed the near side post. Then a re-center in front goes off the side of the net. And now into the Zamboni corner. Aloy chips it out of the zone, but the Eagles have to make another forward change with 6:25 to go in the third. Tipped by Sutter into the Eagle zone. Bice will play it. Behind the net, checked by Walters. Walters actually steals it and centered it out in front. McQuegan, though, the only one there, but then couldn't get it out as Manley played right at the left side point. McQuegan now 2-on-3, carrying it in over the line on left wing, trying to avoid the hit in front. Tried to center it to Howell. Nice play by Rieger to keep it in. Rieger closing in, looking for space, takes a shot toward the net, deflected in front, rebound bang toward the net, just wide. Howell re-centered it, looking for the legs of Linville, who did a good job on that series to stay in front of it. I'm not sure any pucks actually got through, but the Eagles had him moving around a little bit. Eagles trying to go right back. McQuegan to Swain, over the line. Swain looking for a hole and again trying to pick a corner. Shot it wide. Howell pinches it behind the net with 5:30 to go in regulation. 2-0 Morrisville. In over the line comes Henry. Henry leaves it, long shot, stopped by Kunin, rebound, pushed back into Kunin as Zembrecki took the shot and Henry found a rebound. But Kunin stood at the top of the crease and made the save with 5:21 to go in the third. Still 2-0. Again, Eagles still trying to do a little too much offensively, picking corners versus getting it on the net and looking for rebounds.
Yeah, broken record, but you have to simplify your game when you get in this situation.
You get the feeling if the Eagles can just get one, they might be able to get the second one quickly. It's like a house of cards at this point. But the Eagles are unable to topple down the bottom layer of cards. You feel like if they can get one, they might be able to do it. Allen on left point takes a shot toward the net. A great blocker save there by Kunin, who they were looking for a corner was Morrisville, and Kunin had the glove up. Puck sent all the way down. Out comes Linville to play it out to center. Delory, the first one there, and then Delory gave it away to Carlisle. Here's Henry bringing it in over the line with 5 minutes to go. Looking back for Zembrecki too far, and the defense was going off on a line change behind them. So they'll dump it in. And again, communication issues as the puck just rolls past two Eagles, McCowell and Delory. McDevitt trying to get the puck out of the zone. Good pinch in by Englund. He sends it off to Douglas, top of the slot. Douglas just rims it around. Nice play there to Henry. Good play by Delory to stop it, though. But wise play by Morrisville right now, just simply rimming it around, making the Eagles do all the work defensively and then very little time to do it offensively. And they're going to call that an icing. And not sure that's an icing, but 4:22 to go in the third. Face-off inside the Eagles zone, trailing 2-0. And that was a good series by Morrisville there, just to keep the puck in the zone and not try to do too much.
Yeah, again, just basic, simple hockey on their part. Effective.
Face-off won by the Eagles to Meyer. Meyer, good step in by Manley. Manley stole the puck, tried to center it off of Bice, but Bice did a good job to get control of it. Feed it up the wall. Good pinch in by Morrisville, who can feel it right now. Fortier pinches it into the Zamboni corner. He's pinching down low. Douglas checked by Norling. 4 minutes to go in the third. Bice. Again, a long pass for McDevitt, too far, and the Eagles worked too hard on defense and turned it over on offense, and now they're back to playing defense again. Manley with some speed and ahead of steam makes a move around Santoro, then a bad pass that Bice will play in his own zone. Bice gives to O'Connell. O'Connell with a nice pass to Meyer, but it bounced off his stick. Didn't take it cleanly, but Meyer had a hole if he could have controlled that puck. Now Santoro avoids the hit from Nichols, but goes down, and a turnaround shot by Nichols goes over the net of Kunin. Coming back in is Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk, who does a good job with puck control, is on his goal. He held that puck for a long time and then did a good job there. Here's Allen bringing it right back in, centering to Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk looking toward the net, had a roll off his stick, but Allen on left point sends it toward the net, looking through a screen. Good stop there by Kunin. And Aloy gave it away looking for Glazer. And Kennedy tries to chip it out to center where Aloy gets there. Aloy tries to send it around, but here is Kimball. Kimball brings it in over the line, being held off. Good job by Kimball to regain the puck back to Rieger. Rieger tries to dump it back around to Aloy. 4 players on that side of the ice. Aloy comes away with it. Tried to take a shot. Now Murray behind that in front to Kimball, who took a shot that gets blocked. Kimball back to the point to Kennedy, looking for a lane, sends it toward the net, gets blocked in front again. Murray comes away with it. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy had to go off his stick. Kunin was going to come out for a 6 attacker, but had to wait because the puck got poked back to center. And now Rieger looking ahead to Kimball. Kimball trying to get it deep in the zone so Kunin can come off. He was going to come off a second ago and had to stop mid-skate off. Puck pumped free to the blue line and all the way back into the Eagle zone with 2 minutes to go in the third. Still 2-0 Morrisville. Goals in the first and goals early in the second are the difference. A power play goal in the first, a even strength goal in the second. Noble to Delory. Skating. Long pass gets deflected by McQuegan. There goes, nope, they're going to call that icing. Kunin tipped it. Was he on the wrong side of center? I can't tell you, but doesn't matter. It's going to be an icing. No instant replay, and why would you do that on an icing anyway? So, face off to the left of Ben Kunin. Timeout. I don't think Coach Richter is going to go Patrick Waugh and pull Kunin with the face-off inside the Eagle zone, but
no, they certainly will talk about when they want to do that. And you know, Morrisville's done a good job of probably good 30 to 40 seconds has gone by since Coach wanted to pull the goaltender, but wasn't able to do that because of the play by Morrisville.
Morrisville came into this game on a 9-game losing streak, 1-11 overall, but the holiday break has done them well. They came out very aggressive in this game, hard hitting, putting all the pressure on the Eagles. And as we said early on, if they could get a goal, they would feel that momentum, and they did in the first period at 13:43 as Maxim Mazurchuk scored the power play goal to make it 1-0. And then early in the second period with the Eagles sort of all over the place, Tyler Zembrecki got a goal to make it 2-0. And really the story of this game was somewhere in the neighborhood of 31 minutes of dominance by Morrisville. Some even play for about 10 minutes, and Eagle had been leading the way for about 12 minutes, but the Eagles haven't been able to get one by Linville. And 1:46 to go in regulation time, still 2-0. And a team that's giving up over 5 goals a game is shutting out the Eagles with 100 seconds to go in the third. Santoro up the wall to Fortier, who keeps it in, sends the puck high in the air off the glass, not off the netting. Kennedy avoids a hit from Miles in a re-center, and here comes Rieger. This is their opportunity to get him off the ice, and there goes Kunin. Dumped her down around. Linville stops it behind the net, sends it up the near side wall, looking for Kennedy and sent all the way down the ice. But Norling will get it before an icing call, and here come the Eagles again. Full line change for Morrisville. They come in over the line as Norling. Norling leaves it for Santoro. Santoro toward the net, blocked in front, never got anywhere near Linville. Now Kimball in the corner, back to Kennedy, rolls off the stick of Kennedy. Did a good job to keep it in, but here's Zembrecki toward the empty net and just wide. Deflected, so no icing with under a minute to go in the third. Here's Santoro to Norling. Over the line, here's Norling coming in with a shot that gets blocked by Allen. Good job by Morrisville blocking these Eagle shots, not even letting it get near Linville. Kimball tried to recenter, that was Santoro tried to recenter it. Puck bouncing in the crease to 40, now dangerously into the slot. Puck toward the net, nowhere near Linville again, and sent out to center with 30. Bice to Delory. Quickly back to Santoro. This could be an icing, and I believe it is. As Eagles tried quickly to turn it around, but Santoro was on the wrong side of the red line with 26 seconds to go in regulation, and Kunin back out. Although I would argue, why not just leave him out? You're down 2 anyway. It's not a goals against differential league. So.
No, it's going to be hard to necessarily get him out. Probably going to lose 10 seconds or more.
And that was the issue the other day with the Patrick Waugh thing. It's like there was 40 seconds left. By the time you get him out, there wasn't going to be enough time.
Right.
So what's the harm? It's not like you lose on goal differential like this is Premier League soccer.
No.
But that's just a strategy thing. Robbins, with 10 seconds to go, brings it in over the line. Kunin still in net, leaves it for Henry. And Morrisville is going to get a 2-0 shutout and break their 9-game losing streak. Ben Kunin, excellent today, but the Eagle offense failed him. And the Eagles will have a rough 20 hours or so until they return back to the Sports Center to play Buffalo State, the #1 team in the SUNYAC, tomorrow, as they fall 2-0 this evening to Morrisville. Coach, not the game everybody wanted. You talked to the coaches before the game. You and I discussed it. This was a game the Eagles had on the calendar. They thought they could get a win, get the 3-game winning streak, and keep moving towards 500. But they let Morrisville outplay them for most of this game.
Yeah, and again, you don't know if it's one of those situations where, players are looking at a record and feeling good about themselves and not realizing that you can feel good about yourself, but you also have to perform. And that's something that they did not do this afternoon.
We await the official totals here in the third period, as they hand me the official total sheet right now. We need to get a shot clock in this building. Here, shots on goal in the third for Morrisville 9, a 3-period total of 35. For the Eagles 7, a 3-period total of 19. That tells a story, does it not? And face-off, the Eagles did much better in the third period. They ended up winning the face-off battle 13-4 and won the battle for the game 33-25 overall. But the Mustangs got a goal in the first at 13:43 from Mazurchuk, his second of the season from Glazer and Zembricki. And at 38 seconds in the second period, Zembricki got his fourth from Carlisle and Robbins, and that was it. 2-0, the final score here. Coach, before we get to the 3 stars, I don't think there's much of a spoiler here in the 3 stars. It's just really the question of the order that you'd like to go in for the 3 stars. I'd be surprised if anyone other than the 3 people I'm thinking.
Well, for my first star with a goal and assist is Tyler Zembrecki. Played a really good game. Got himself in some penalty issues, but fought through that, and at the end of the day, ends up with the first star. And then I thought, for me, the second star went to Maxim Maziarchuk. I apologize if that's not correct. Mazurchuk, sorry. Mr. and Mrs. Mazurchuk. But that was a momentum shifter. Like, this is a team that probably hasn't played with the lead a lot. So getting that first goal, I think, really got them jump-started, and they continued through the rest of the game. And then the third star with the shutout was Grant Linville.
My only change on that is I would have given Ben one of the stars because Ben stood on his head, particularly in that first period.
Yeah, I think if you can give a 4-star, that's who gets it. I mean, Ben kept his team, as he has done all season. He's kept his team in every game, but at the end of the day, you got to score some goals.
Nothing he could have done on either goal as well. First one was on the Mazurchuk play. He went from the far side of the ice to the near side of the ice, right along the boards, and then came right into the slot. Nobody stopped him, and he just ripped the shot past him. And then the second one went through a maze of screens and legs, and Zembrecki tipped it past Kunin to give them a 2-0 lead. But tough afternoon, evening for the Eagles. Not what they wanted, not what they expected. Like I said a moment ago, the coaching staff expected a lot more. I think we all did, coming off those assumption wins. And that's been the challenge, and you know it better than I do, Coach. That's been the challenge sometimes as a coach and as a program. There are times you look at this team and it's like, wow, they got it. They put it together. Look what they just did to Assumption. And then they come out against a 1-11 team. Yes, a Division III team, but a 1-11 team that's on a 9-game losing streak, and play like they don't belong on the same ice.
Yeah, well, and we talked about it before the game. That's one of those traps, right? Again, you can't look at records. More so for me, that's why we talked about how that division is. Again, we talked about playing against former Division III national championship programs, and even though you don't have a great record, there's something competitive-wise that grows from that. And that is something that Morrisville definitely had today, and Post unfortunately did not. But tomorrow is another day.
Tomorrow is another day. The Eagles fall to 4-8 on the season. Morrisville moves to 2-11. Morrisville will be off to Arcadia for a game tomorrow, and as you mentioned, they'll be taking a bus tonight. I'm always amazed by the logistical travel from Morrisville, which is probably 5 hours by car and 9 hours by bus, to here, and then they'll travel off to Arcadia for a game tomorrow. The Eagles will host Buffalo State, who will then travel to Arcadia tomorrow night, here 1 o'clock at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Coach, what's the message? What do you say? What's the message for the 20 hours? Because you can't feel good after this, but you don't want to come in here tomorrow and get bombed by a better Buffalo State team and then feel like you just got your tires kicked out.
Yeah, I don't think you can really change anything as a coaching staff in terms of X's and O's. I think this is one of those games where the improvement is going to have to come from the room. It's going to have to be the leadership in the room, and it's going to have to be the ability for those players to recognize what they did or did not do effectively enough. What you did do, you build on. What you didn't do effectively or not, you improve upon. So this is going to be a test to see what is going on in the room, and if we can bring that forward against a very good Buffalo State team, which I think what we're going to see is, I think it could be a good game for Post, because I think Buffalo State's going to be skating up and down the ice, and as we've seen, that whole 5-on-5 skating, passing, moving is a game that can benefit Post.
The only good thing I can say about all this is it wasn't a conference game at this point, so hopefully tomorrow the Eagles will play better and come out with a head of steam as they take on the Buffalo State Bengals again. 12:45 pregame, 1 o'clock here on the CACC Network and YouTube.com. Coach, not the game we wanted, but we'll be back at it tomorrow with another exciting affair here as the Eagles will take on another SUNY team in Buffalo State.
We will be ready.
And crowd filled in a little bit today. Hopefully have a big crowd tomorrow for a Saturday afternoon game. What better thing to do on a cold Saturday afternoon than watch some hockey, some college hockey at least, because there are no college football games, I believe, on tomorrow. So come on down to the Sports Center and catch the game tomorrow as the Eagles will take on Buffalo State. For Coach Pete Whitney, I'm Jeff Nelson. Final score, Eagles fall to Morrisville 2-0 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Again, join us 12:45 pregame. 1 o'clock puck drop tomorrow on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at 12:45.